Good morning. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Black Crow Walking and I'm doing a study of A Course of Love by Mari Perron, and I'm bringing you today chapter 10, verse 13. You can tune in anywhere and you will get lots of out of this particular book. It's taken verse by verse and it's so meaty. It's really changing my life and the way I see the world. And this particular chapter is talking about use and understanding. And we have looked at use and abuse and how using others for your benefit can often be abuse. So let's have a look at what it has to say today. This is not as easily said about the concept of not being separate. However, the only thing you find really difficult to believe is that you are in union with your brothers and sisters right now today. To believe in God without understanding God is one thing. To believe in your union with your neighbor without understanding either union of your neighbor is your or your neighbor, to believe in your union with your neighbor without understanding either union or your neighbor is something else. This belief will not necessarily bring you comfort or do you no harm. What if you believe in the goodness of your neighbor and that belief is unwarranted? What if you are trusting and find that trust to be misplaced? What if you are simply naive and are taken for a fool? What if you are wrong? Wow, that's powerful. What if? What if? What if you're wrong? We have a fear of being wrong, don't we? I certainly do. Having a good girl complex. At least I can laugh at myself now. A similar fear strikes your heart when you consider giving up your belief in the body. The belief you are not your body while you are walking around within it is something quite different than believing in God. Here, all the proof available would say that you are wrong. All the proof of your eyes and your ears, as well as that of science, would say you are your body. Even history would seem to prove this fact as you look back and say even Jesus died before he could rise again as spirit. I am here to teach you once again, because I was the example life. Do you believe, and what he's referring to there is that this book is channeled by Jesus. And by the way, I'm not religious at all. And it's quite amazing to me to be even sitting here saying the word Jesus or God or Holy Spirit, which is something that this book refers to often. But I'm just going with it and seeing where it takes me. And I'm just feeling the benefit of the challenge that this book presents to me every day. So let's have a look at it from the point of view of an open mind and an open heart and see what it has to teach us. So I am here, as in Jesus is here, to teach you once again because I was the example of life. Do you believe that when I walked the earth, I was a body? Or do you believe that I was the Son of God before I was born into human form? During the time I existed in human form and after I rose again, this is rightly called the mystery of faith. Christ has died. Christ has risen. Christ will come again. What is missing from this recitation? Christ was born. Nowhere in the mystery of faith is it stated that Christ became a body. There you go. There you go. You have not been told that the body does not exist, only that it is not you. Like all tools you made, it is an illusion because you have no need of tools. But while you believe you do, it is quite quite real to you. To give up the body entirely is a choice you need not make. As your learning advances, you will see that this is possible, and there may be reasons not to choose this. At this point, however, all that is asked is that your body is seen as what it is, both in terms of what you made it for and in terms of the way in which you can now be guided to use it for the benefit of all. The choice for many has seemed to be The choice for many has seemed to be, would you rather be right or happy? Now that is a very good question, because happiness is my natural state. So I'm already that, aren't I? So I don't have to choose really. But I don't like the idea of right, wrong, good, bad. It's all based on judgment, and I'm not doing that. Only the ego would choose being right over happiness. As you observe your body, also observe its actions in terms of the choice it makes. Ask yourself what choice may have led to this situation or event. For choice is always involved before the fact. That's right. We make a choice and then it happens. Nothing happens to the Son of God by accident. Who is the Son of God? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's what's this formless being is inside of us. This observation will help to put the responsibility of your life back in your hands, where it belongs. You have been given a life, and you're responsible for it. You are not helpless, nor are you at the whim of forces beyond your control. The only force beyond your control is your own mind. Yep, and this need not be. When you begin to ask yourself what choice might lead to happiness instead of this, you will begin to see a difference in your body's response to what appear to be external events, and then a change in the external events themselves. It's so challenging, isn't it? That we are responsible for every choice that we make. We're responsible for creating our lives. We're responsible. We're not helpless. We're not at the whim of forces beyond control. And yet we think our mind is out of control. I certainly do. Push it in the background as background noise, like a radio buzzing in the background. And I don't take too much notice of it these days. The only force beyond your control is your own mind, and this need not be. The only force, when you begin to ask yourself what choice might lead to happiness instead of this, and that's that age old thing of asking, how can I see this differently? Because so, we're so bent on creating something with our lives that is right or wrong or good or bad. And the egoic mind is constantly in the turmoil of that, keeping you separate from your true identity, your true natural self, which is happiness, peace, and freedom, which is the formless love. What choice might lead to happiness instead of this? You will begin to see a difference in your body's response to what appears to be external events, and then a change in your external events themselves. Everything changes to align with your choice. The universe is not stagnant, it is not still. It brings us opportunities, choices, It brings us places where we can experience life in form. And we, in those moments, make those choices. And as we make the choices that we make, everything shifts and aligns to be in alignment with that choice. And our choices sometimes come through our language. Sometimes we're being very negative. And when we're negative, that we get more of that. We get more of that because the universe aligns with that. And so as you move into a more positive place where you are experiencing life in form, and it's an adventure, it's fun, it's play. When everything becomes like that, everything aligns with the miracle of that. Come back to being the divine, powerful creator that you are and take responsibility for everything you've created, including sickness. I think sickness is just the inability to play, the inability to have fun and adventure. Because when you're having fun and adventure and play, your cells are happy, they're not sick. They're not believing the illusion and the bullshit that our mind, our egoic mind, would feed us from a negative patterning and programming that was still locked in. So just for today, have fun and play and be excited about life and excited about every piece of nature that you come across and really look at it and enjoy it. I've been out this morning walking by the lake, enjoying the company of a friend and looking at the flowers and the lilies that are growing along the way and talking to neighbours and patting dogs and just really enjoying life. And you can do this too. It's time, beloved, to go out and play and have fun. That's what you're here for. Just for this moment, and then this moment, and then this moment. I love you. Till we meet again tomorrow. Bye for now.